under an internet shutdown and a communication blackout. Even then, when they had the special session, the President of the Council didn't show himself. He did not preside over the session, and it was a session that ended with a watered-down resolution. I have not found that resolution yet to be published. So what are they hiding? Why are they covering up? Why are they allowing all this to happen? In 2021, when Hamas launched 4,000 rockets at Israeli civilian centers, the Human Rights Council immediately established an unprecedented commission of inquiry to defame Israel from its establishment until the end of time. No sunset clause, no need of renewal. This is the obscene. There is no other fact-finding or commission of inquiry when it comes to other countries. Why hasn't the Human Rights Council mandated a fact-finding mission to investigate all allegations of human rights abuses, violations, including against women and children, since the establishment of the Islamic regime? The fact-finding mission on Iran that exists published no statement and only spoke during the special session I mentioned before. The mechanisms only wondered whether human rights violations and other crimes may have occurred. This hypocrisy plagues other bodies in Geneva. When the World Health Organization, for example, published a single post, and only after a month, regarding the horrific treatment in the hospitals I mentioned before. In 1988, the world turned its back on executions, thousands of executions of political prisoners that took place in Iran. Families were silenced, information was blocked, graves were hidden. This happened years ago. And you know what? It took 30 years for the human rights mechanisms to address what happened then in 1988. Will the Iranian people need another 30 years to wait till what happened last month will be investigated? The impunity of the Islamic regime must stop. The hypocrisy of the Human Rights Council must be contended with. Thank you very much. And now we have time for one or two questions, if you have.
Thank you, Ambassador. It's Olivia Lepoidova from the Reuters news agency. Just picking up on another subject, given we are in Geneva Thursday, I'm sure you'll be aware there are going to be indirect talks held between Iran and the United States. What reassurances is Israel seeking from those talks? And if they're not successful, does Israel support potential US military action?
Thank you for your question. We are in close contact with the United States. Prime Minister Netanyahu was just there recently and is in close contact with President Trump. And we are obviously following this very closely. And I'm sure that this is being discussed closely between the Prime Minister and the President of the United States. Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, please.
Thank you. From AFP. The things that you've just said about the situation and what's going on inside Iran, what would you like the Human Rights Council to do about it? And instead of saying them here, why not go inside and say them on the floor so that every country can hear them?
I just want to thank you for your question. Regarding Israel and the Human Rights Council, we wanted to make a point that enough is enough. You know, they've been talking here and in New York about UN 80, about the liquidity problem, about the need to reform. So I put together a paper, a 6-page document on how the UN mechanisms need to reform when it comes to Israel. Specifically on the human rights issue and particularly on the issue of the Human Rights Council. Nothing was taken into account, nothing has changed, and that is why we're not going to be in the room. But our voice will be heard loud and clear. And it is a shame that not everyone else is speaking up about it, and that the Iranian official who spoke here today was cheered in the room after he finished talking. If we don't have any other questions, thank you all very much. Have a nice day.